What is going on YouTube? Hit it back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, as well as Tron, and if we have time, the S&P 500. As you guys know, today's the last day to review Tron here on the channel, and then we will be doing a different cryptocurrency in next week's videos, which starts tomorrow. So definitely make sure to leave a comment down below in the comments as to which cryptocurrency or altcoin you would like to see reviewed here on the channel. It doesn't matter if it's your favorite or one that you see the most potential in, please comment it down below so I know which one to review. But more importantly, in regards to what we're going to be talking about in today's episode, yesterday was pretty much one of the craziest days I think we've seen in the marketplace in cryptocurrency in a very long time. We actually saw XRP break through that 57-cent resistance level yesterday and saw a major run to the upside. That even happened within Ethereum as Ethereum managed to break through its all-time highs, which was absolutely insane. But to my surprise, Bitcoin didn't even budge or move an inch. It actually fell lower, which was interesting. Now, what we spent quite a bit of time talking about was the possibilities that this was an unsustainable correction or bump or pump to the top, and that there was a very good chance we would be seeing reversal and correction back down below that all-time high level, which is what we're starting to experience in today's episode. So what I want to talk about and focus mainly is where's the next target of where's the next target move going to be forming within XRP, Ethereum, and the other cryptocurrencies. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. Alright guys, before we jump into today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to PrimeXBT for sponsoring today's episode. From time to time, I search for other trading platforms that may offer better opportunities than the ones I currently use. PrimeXBT is an award-winning Bitcoin-based margin trading platform that offers access to 50 assets including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, as well as Forex, commodities like metals, oils, and gas, and indexes such as the S&P 500, NASDAQ, and much more, all from a single account. So what's pretty cool is you can also use your Bitcoin as margin collateral to trade all available assets. As seen over the past few months, there has been plenty of opportunities to profit from these trading platforms, so I would like to review this platform and go through its main functions and features to make your experience of using it that much easier. So with PrimeXBT, the platform is a must-have solution for those wishing to expand their portfolios beyond normal cryptocurrency trading. It offers a wide variety of products and features not seen on other crypto platforms, such as copy trading through co-vesting module and access to available markets regardless of which currency you use to fund your account. PrimeXBT offers high leverage going from 100 to 1 on cryptocurrency assets, which is pretty cool, and then as high as 1,000 to 1 for traditional markets such as Forex, indexes, and commodities. So more importantly, PrimeXBT respects user privacy and has strong controls in place for data protection. Add to that, there's also no KYC, and the risk of exposing your personal data is extremely low. Not only this, but the platform has some solid partnerships in place, including co-vesting, which we're going to talk about, which is DLT license service provider, which allows for the copy trading. The special launch of co-vesting is a great tool for both experienced traders as well as newbies. It involves risk, however. Do your own research and join the co-vesting community, as they are fairly friendly and very supportive. So co-vesting copy trading module has been a strategy which has changed a lot of lives who have joined from the start. There is a strategy that they did just release called Satoshi Bets, managed by a gentleman right here who has showed excellent trading results, earning more than 1.5 million in just under 3 days, which is just absolutely insane. And as you can see, he has achieved some really insane results and made a total return of over 1,800% for his followers and turned $400,000 into over $8 million, changing the lives of a ton of his followers along the way. So the co-vesting community is also buzzing about the results of this. So with this, co-vesting becomes a great tool for these novice traders, allowing not to miss these market moves by following experienced traders above them. So some of co-vesting funds show incredible profitability scalability. Co-vesting is also a great tool for experienced traders to gain reputation and appreciation while earning money, from success fees. The co-vesting community is one of the best in the field. They're very supportive and engaged, and most of the successful strategy managers are also active in the community, which is also pretty cool. So following the strategies on co-vesting copy trading module involves risk, as I know, so please do your own research before following any traders here on co-vesting. The good news is that there are plenty of tools which will allow you to choose, which strategy based on your own risk. So it doesn't really matter if you're a moderate trader, a conservative trader, or even an aggressive trader. Otherwise, once again, huge shout out to PrimeXBT and co-vesting for sponsoring today's episode. And let's jump into the technical analysis. To dive right into the technical analysis, you can see top 10 cryptocurrencies is actually starting to correct lower. We're actually starting to pull back down. And that was not something of surprise to me specifically due to the fact that we saw, on most of these major alts, a major pump that was really just overall unsustainable in the market. And there was a good chance of correction, which is what we started to see today, which really was no surprise. We actually have 3 days here. So we saw the major pump. This happened April 2nd. Today's the 4th. April 3rd, we had an immediate correction, literally just plummeted back down. All yesterday, we corrected lower and closed below the resistance, which was what was anticipated. And today is starting a new candle where prices are actually pumping back above all-time highs, which is pretty crazy. But I would like to see how this decides to pan out because I'm still slightly worried of correction and of retracement on most of these cryptos, especially when you compare it to Bitcoin, which did not see any sort of significant pump, but is actually starting to see reversals to the downside. And that within itself is a reference of possible correction back to bottom support to this uptrend right here. But to jump in, I want to talk about XRPs first, and then we'll dive into the other altcoins, figure out which one where the target analysis is going to be moving to, figure out which one is most viable for making a big profit, and then, going from there. But for XRP yesterday, major pump. I mean, major pump shot us all the way up to 64 cents. I mean, literally the second we closed on the second above the 57-cent resistance was a good opportunity to jump into the market. We closed the daily at 60 cents. If you had bought in originally, it would have shot us all the way up to 63 cents. Obviously, when you do buy in, you obviously create that stop loss. So it would pretty much just capitalize off this run. Even though we decided to correct lower, all you have to do is move your stop loss up gradually just to lock in profits and lock in results instead of, waking up the next day and seeing it correct all the way back down. That's why we use stop loss. So obviously I did get stopped out. The markets did sell, but it sold at a higher price. I was actually in it much higher than where it currently was. When you leverage trade, moving that stop loss up with a 10 or 15 times leverage actually is quite a bit of profit compared to just normally buying in here and riding it up. So with that leverage trade and with the stop loss, it is able to capitalize off a fair bit of profit in a quick, amount of time. So moving that stop loss up from here to here, which looks crazy, actually can, lock you in, a couple $100 in profit. So now that we've seen the major correction, we've pulled and reversed all the way back down to bottom support. You'll notice we're currently trading at 59 cents. So we do look okay. It's nice to see finally, after days of consolidation and battling this resistance level at 56 cents, that we've broken through that and actually started to trade above that resistance level. Now, it's to my surprise, we actually managed to start trading outside of the pendant flag formation, which is still okay. I'm really not too worried overall. I mean, there is some sort of trend line forming on this. I mean, we can all agree that there is some sort of uptrend. It's hard to pretty much figure out right now, but there is some sort of ascending uptrend or whatever to the upside, but it's hard to lock it in to know for sure because we've had these major flares below it. But ultimately, we are starting to correct upwards, which is definitely a great sign. But I do think we are going to be influenced by the other cryptocurrencies that we have to look at in a second. But you can see right now we are starting to correct lower, where we saw that drop. We hit bottom support. We hit 56 cents. We opened at, 57 cents, corrected all the way back down to 56, and we're now trading at 59. So there is going to be some consolidation, and I wouldn't be surprised within the next couple of days we see consolidation. But I do think right now we finally managed to use 56 cents as a support barrier instead of a resistance, and that should allow us to slowly head back up. So I do think target by mid-April would be back to 63 cents. Now the main thing I want to talk about is the other cryptocurrencies that are forming on the channel. Ethereum and Bitcoin, Tron for the other. I think these show much more potential in regards to the next flare it wants wants to have and the next jump it wants to have within the market. And that's why I like focusing on Ethereum and Bitcoin for right now. Obviously, XRP has, made us a ton of money and has had huge potential. But for right now, Ethereum and Bitcoin, it's kind of flipped over to these, where these cryptocurrencies look to be the most there seems to be the most opportunity within them. So for right now, very interesting as we did decide to, start trading above here. I'd like to see how today's candle pans out. If we close above this resistance or close below it. Very odd. I mean, I knew this was coming. I said this many times in yesterday's episode that the second we saw the closure here above this resistance, the fact that we were retesting overbought, extremely, overextended on the MACD, it was a sign of potential reversal. It was a sign of potential pullback. That's immediately what happened yesterday. The correction back down below this resistance level right here. So it was no surprise that we saw that correction. None at all. The crazy thing is today we actually managed to start to trade above here, which I was not anticipating or expecting in the slightest. Now, the one thing that I want to notice and talk about is this is still capped as resistance. It still is a problem zone. And we really have not seen yet, a good closing candle where we trade above here for, an extended period of time. And right now, the way this coin wants to look is, granted, we are retesting this resistance right now with these, bottom supports and these retesting or, confirmation levels of this higher low formation. I would not be surprised in the slightest if this is the next movement. And I want you guys to definitely comment down below and tell me what you think, because I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say. Obviously, if everybody is in for it and expects to see correction, will obviously create a short pattern. But if a lot of people are on Ethereum thinking, okay, no, it's going to pump higher, maybe it's something I'm not seeing, definitely make sure to leave a comment down below or DM me on Instagram with your charts that you have, so we can all together know exactly what we're doing and make, an executive conservative decision as to where the markets are going to be moving to. So right now I'm taking a step back. I know a lot of people want to buy in again. When's the next buying opportunity? I'm taking a step back right now. Really what I'm waiting for is obviously Ethereum and Bitcoin. Are we going to see this? Are we going to see a dip? This is the main sign that I'm worried about. And now, it's not a problem. It's not a bad thing. Obviously, I want to get in on the short opportunity using PrimeXBT or BitYard, but I want to be ready for it. I don't want to buy in for a short and then the market actually pumps higher. And regardless, even on the dip, it's still a very good sign. This is really just creating major higher lows. So for us to see a correction back down is of no, problems for the market or for us as traders. This would actually be very beneficial and healthy to allow Ethereum to actually pump through its resistance at a much higher rate, probably bringing it up to $2,500 to $2,700 very quickly. Now, notice Bitcoin. Bitcoin didn't hit its all-time highs. We had one back here in early March or maybe mid-March, and you can see now we're starting to see consolidation and correction lower. So really the same thing applies itself. I'm waiting as a conservative trader for 2 points, either a retestment of this resistance or a retest of this bottom support. We know that if the coin decides to dip lower, we retest bottom support, I'll buy in for the swing to the upside. Vice versa, hitting this, I'll buy in for the swing to the downside. The same thing would apply itself with Ethereum. But for right now, it seems like for the most part, we're starting to flip bearish. We had that slight bullish cross just the other day, and it immediately reversed back down, which is a bearish sign on Bitcoin. Ethereum is just extremely overextended. I don't think it has enough volume to head up even higher. So that's why I'm leaning more towards, reversals to the downside. Now, when would we know? I would probably wait till tonight to see how today's candle closes. If this closes below this resistance here, then there's a fair chance it's probably going to correct lower. But if we continue to pump higher and we close over here, we'll see what happens. It's pretty much hit or miss. It's definitely an interesting level that we're in. I mean, volume shot us all the way up above resistance, which was very surprising. But we have to play it out like this is all just one resistance level right here, and that there's a better chance of correction to the downside than there is of pumping even higher again. Now, regardless, we're going to make money off of each direction that we're moving to, so I'm not worried at all. But it is something we have to pay quite a bit of attention on. Now, for Tron, very interesting. We saw the immediate correction or breakout above resistance right here, and we've just been exploding up to the upside. And you can see we pretty much discussed day after day where resistance was going to lie for this coin, and that was back at the moving average right here. That we're literally just moments away from retesting. We were extremely undervalued. And then it's just crazy. People are telling us, review Tron, review Tron. We discussed that long term, it really did not look that good, but short term, there was a good chance we'd breach through this resistance and probably see a swing to the upside. And that is exactly what happened. It's actually quite ironic. You can see beautifully right here. We had a beautiful ascending triangle. We had clear bottom supports being retested. The second we confirmed a break above this resistance, that's when we bought in for a swing to the upside, and it's just been pumping even higher, so you'd just be moving your stop loss up. Notice we also were battling the resistance on the moving average for the daily. After these confirmed, higher lows, we eventually retested this, broke through and exploded, and have just been continuing to, explode to the upside, and we'll probably hit the weekly moving average before we see correction to the downside. But this is a great pump. If you guys have been in, just move your stop losses up. But very, very, very crazy to see that. I mean, notice the major explosion that happened. We're kind of looking for the same thing to happen with Ethereum. Now, Ethereum's was much more drawn out than Tron. Tron had this happen since mid-March, while Ethereum, this has been on the coin since early January, and Bitcoin, it's been on since, Bitcoin, it's been on since, I would say, back in early December or mid-December for this major uptrend that's been slowly letting us up. But I do think long-term, we are going to break through that resistance and pump even higher. So I'm just waiting around, seeing how this goes. I do think we're going to come back down to retest bottom support, then go back up higher. But we'll see how it plays out. Otherwise, S&P 500, we got to wait for tomorrow. But that's going to wrap up today's video. If you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications. Leave a giant thumbs up, as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.